Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy. I'm going to do a bloom on this 8-inch gallery wrapped canvas. And I am using Valspar 2000 and Eggshell as my pillow paint. Not my favorite. My favorite is PPG Multi Pro from Home Depot. But I want to use up this can. So I'm going to show you the colors as I go because as I was starting this video, I was still not sure. And yeah. But I will tell you, watch with me because this bloom turns out so pretty. So I wanted to make sure I used my Aqua green cell activator. Wait, turquoise green from Amsterdam because I mixed it up over a week ago and I don't want it to get all gross. So I've been trying to use it up before I make more colors, and I really like using it as a cell activator because it just has this really nice pop. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm covering the sides very gently, just kind of moistening the sides and the corners. Because with these square canvases, sometimes the sides and the corners can be a pain in the butt. So I find if you kind of pre-moisten them a little bit, the paint slides off a little bit easier and you spend less time chasing the paint down the side. I gave up long ago on trying to make sure the corners are right because the corners are going to do whatever they want. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, in this painting, you'll notice one of the colors I lay down first is a really beautiful purple color, like almost like a lavender color. And I can't tell you what color it is because it's a Prism Pour sample color that Leslie sent me probably almost 2 years ago. And I still had it mixed up, and I almost threw the paint out the other day, but then I stirred it up and I was like, this is still good. I'm going to use this. So that's what this is, and it's actually a really beautiful color. I don't think it actually ever became a color, but it's got a beautiful blue shift. So I would say a color that is similar is violets or blue, which is a bling it color. And then Chalcedony is got a similar like lavender blue shift. Both of those are bling it colors, but just it's really pretty, and it's been sitting in that container for a long time, and I'm surprised it mixed up so well. So I put that down as kind of our base layer, and now I'm going to use some blue Grotto, which is a really beautiful, very sparkly primary element. It's in the Frosted Sorbet set. So in the Frosted Sorbet set, there's so many really beautiful colors that have a nice frosty, almost pearlescent base, and they have large particulates, meaning that the flake of interference or whatever that's in them is very large, so it makes it very sparkly. Beautiful color. So this, to me, in blooms, I like these colors toward the bottom because that really large sparkle looks great from, you know, kind of down toward the bottom part of your bloom because it peeks through everything else, which is the beautiful thing about translucent colors, right? You can see so much depth when you layer them. So anyway, those are those two colors. This is Teal Indigo. So this is a vivid intense color. And it's a nice deep, it's kind of a mix between like a teal and a blue black. So it's a nice dark teal, kind of like a dark turquoise. This is Fluorescent Red Violet from Colourarte. This is a vivid intense color as well. I was using this because I needed to use it up. I had just enough left for a bloom, so I popped it in there. That's how I've been picking colors lately, is like, what do I need to use up? This is another one. This is Fluorescent Blue-Green. This is hands down one of my favorite vivid intense colors. But again, this had been mixed up for a while, and there was just enough left in that container to dry out if I left it much longer. So same thing with the Fluorescent Violet. So this is Interference Violet. And then we're going to use the Fluorescent Violet. And we're going to go ahead and use a black Boom Gel. It's called Willy Wagtail Black. Don't forget to check the description box below. There is a 20% discount for Colourarte using Mandy1120. There's also a 10% for Pixel Paint Designs, which is where I get my Australian Floetrol and my boom gels. Canvases and regular art supplies, Amsterdam paints, you know, the non-color art stuff I get at Blick. There's a link there. I have links for lots of different things with discount codes. So don't forget to take advantage of what's in the discounts for you. I'm going to pop on a little bit more of the Teal Indigo because I want to have a good contrast since we're using kind of a bright cell activator. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the Willy Wagtail Black. I'm almost out of that. So once Pixel Paint Designs get some more in stock, I'm going to be having to get some. But that fluorescent blue-green is just a magical color. So anyway, this is kind of a crazy, messy bloom. But after I blew it out, I did use the hairdryer to blow it out. After I blew it out, even though I messed up one part of the blow, I was like, whoa, this is so pretty. It's, you know, like, have you ever made something and you're like, whoa, I made that, you know? This was one of those times because it just, the colors popped together. So it was just one of those times where I was like, wow, that would have gotten my attention if I had seen it somewhere. You know what I mean? So I was very happy. So this is the turquoise green from Amsterdam. So about 3 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part paint is kind of a good baseline. And then I'm going to use my hairdryer to go ahead and blow it out. So you'll see me get right in the way. And all I'm going to do is expand that circle with my own breath. And then I'll get the hairdryer to actually blow it out. Now my cell activator was a little thick and some of my paints were a little thick too. But I just find enlarging the target seems to help me a little bit. It keeps me from accidentally blowing the outside paint into the cell activator. So I am using a Babyliss hairdryer. I have it in my Amazon shop. And I really like it for blowing out blooms. And the reason it works well, you can see where I messed up right there. The reason it works well is it has kind of a narrow opening. When the opening is too large, it's like you smash all the other colors before you get to the cell activator, right? So it takes a little bit more discipline. So now I'm just trying to catch with my breath where we have some cell activator. Obviously my paint's thick. And you don't really want to blow over where you've already blown, but in case we don't make it to the edge, I kind of want the edges to look nice. So I'm trying to undo places where we have like weird fingerling type narrow sad petals. If you've gotten them before, you know what I mean. But look at those cute little cells in the middle that we're getting with the nice black around them. That's why I like to use a little boom gel or a little dark color. Boom gel works very nicely, so does black paint, but I like boom gel because it's very reactive to the cells. So I'm just popping some stupid bubbles at this point. I'm just, before we give it a good spin, I'm currently obsessing a little bit over that one spot that I messed up and I blew out. However, not obsessing over it too much turned out to be the right thing to do because the overall bloom is really pretty and it's dried really nicely. It did start to get a little squiggly in one little area with the lacing. And I was like, no, don't do that. And that can happen if your paint's too glossy, if you have too much paint on, if your surface isn't perfectly level. I mean, there's so many things. But what I did is when I had it on the drying table, I turned the ceiling fan on, which ordinarily is a no-no. And I turned it on pretty strong for a minute so that the paint would begin to dry just enough to kind of stop that movement. It's not an experiment I would recommend for everyone. But while I was cleaning up and putting things away, I did it just long enough to kind of stop it from, you know, trying to drip off the side and all that stuff. And then maybe 10 minutes, right? Not a long time. And then I covered it with one of those picnic food tents. And then I covered it with some lightweight fabric to slow down the drying time, so it would hopefully not crack. And it didn't crack, and it turned out lovely. So I can't wait to resin it and show you guys later. But even when I went and peeked under the fabric a couple days after, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It's just such a beautiful color combination. So that's why sometimes it's fun to play with weird cell activators, because sometimes you never know what you're going to get, right? Is it going to be like amazing because there's that kind of shocking contrast? And since we used kind of transparent colors at the bottom, you have kind of a nice pale color peeking through. Just really nice depth in this one. So hopefully you have enjoyed this one. Just fine tuning it before we spin it out some more. And bright side, we had full coverage on the top. At first I didn't think we were going to. I thought it was going to be, I'd actually end up with some negative space. But you know, like I use too much paint to end up with even intentional negative space most of the time. But anyway, this is a super fun color combo. And I used up 2 paints that I've had mixed up for a while. Used up half of that beautiful purple color. I can't even believe that color was still viable. It's got, I mean, no light. At least 1.5 years that's been mixed up. So it always makes me feel good to not waste paint, you know, especially when it turns out nice. And I did later on, not the same evening, but I don't know if you guys heard me talking to you about it when I was doing that resin piece. I'm working on this canvas that I started messing around with. I started with a texture roller, and then I sprayed some color on it, and then I put some texture paste on it, and then I did all kinds of random stuff, and now I'm starting to use extra resin and drizzle it on there. So I finally got to put some more resin on that piece the other day, and you can start to see some of the depth of all that randomness in it, and it's pretty neat. I don't know what the finished result is going to look like, but I was able to put some transparent color and some resin and kind of put it strategically in some places and some clear resin. So when I finally do share that video with you guys, I'll be interested to see what you think. If you're like, what the heck is this girl thinking? But it's been a lot of fun to use it as kind of a project, you know? So yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think of this one. I'm going to bring you in for a close-up in just a minute so you can see it. But let me know what you think. I really enjoyed it. I thought it turned out great. Okay, here's the close-up. It's really quite breathtaking, honestly. Look at that. Look at those cells. And that pop of fluorescent red-violet. I am really digging this, considering my cell activator is kind of already over a week old. And some of this was using up paint. That was a test color, Prism Pour. It's been mixed up, I don't know, 1.5 years. Look at that. Woohoo! Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of tempted to do another one really quick while I have all this stuff out. So pretty. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.